Immigration by Diana Zogabe. My father's maternal grandfather's brother, George Georges, was the first of our family to come to America. He came on November 25, 1898 from Syria. At this time, Syria was not an independent country. It was under the control of Turkey. Syria became an independent country in 1946. George came on a boat called La Normandie. He rode steerage and had a long and challenging trip. Back in Syria, George and his family were in a very bad financial situation. They were farmers. There were many things that pushed George away from Syria. One was that the Ottoman Turks were persecuting against Christians. There was a massacre or unnecessary killing of Christians, but luckily the Turks did not fully succeed. Russians protected Orthodox Christians and made sure they had food, water, housing, and schools during this very difficult time. Also, they were farmers and had been for a very long time. At this point, change was needed. Lastly, they were in a very bad financial situation. There were also many things that pulled George to America. One was that he would have a lot more religious freedom, and because of the persecution in Syria, religious freedom was greatly needed. I think that it was important for George to know that he could be safe as a Christian and be able to worship freely. Also, America showed promise. He was optimistic about coming to America and was excited to start a new life. When George came to America, he came through Ellis Island. Eventually, George settled in Ohio. Later, my great-grandfather's brother moved to Brooklyn, New York. George's assimilation was slow, but various organizations like the YMCA helped him learn about the West. After some family members of George's came to America, he and a few other people left for China. They opened a factory that made women's linen. They opened this factory in 1919. In 1935, the Chinese government was changed and their factory was closed by the Chinese government. Economics were a big problem for Syrians in general. 2 to 10% of Arabs lived in California, Texas, Louisiana, Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, Connecticut, and New Jersey, and 10% of Arabs lived in New York and Pittsburgh.
Basically, they came from Lebanon to escape war, and they came here to work. I think the American dream was to come here, work, buy a house, have a family, and that's it, you retire and work. No war. Everything's peaceful here. You have access to hospitals, you have access to clean water and electricity and everything. We never have to worry about war here, at least not on American turf, which is great.
The American dream was they had food on the table. We were together. We were able to worship freely. And they were able to go into businesses that they would not have had the opportunity to do if they stayed.
Yes, absolutely, 100%, 100 million%. They all have their own businesses. They all put all their children through college, and they have everything. They have a house. They have all the cars. They have all the material things that they wanted, but they also have peace of mind, where they don't have to worry about things just happening out of nowhere.
Well, if you ask me, I think that immigration was a big success. I go to church every week and am involved in many things. I have so many privileges that George and his family didn't, and because of that, I am thankful that they immigrated.